Hi guys, so last week on the Wednesday, the 6th, November 6th, sorry, I did a class on how to take a template and make a texture out of it so that you could make clothing in a virtual world. The virtual world that we're making our clothes in right now is called the Encore Escape. These can be done in any kind of open sim or in Second Life, but there is upload charges in Second Life. Second Life, I'm sorry. So I've already got some templates preloaded here, and we are going to use these and this one. So to select those, you go to Control and you click on the templates you want. So there's one of our blouses, and there's our pants, and this has to do with another thing we discussed last week. So we'll just kind of cover that one up. And before I start doing my textures, retexturing them, I normally fix these templates because I like to center my pattern up on my clothing, and it just don't look right to me. So what I do is I select this little square over here, and then you'll come over here and you'll select your pants, one side of them, go to Control C and copy it, and Control V and paste it. So then I go back to my bottom layer and I delete that. Oops. Make sure you select your blue check is in your bottom layer, or you're going to delete your layer that you just copied, unless you hide it like I did. So now I've got two layers here to work with. And then I go over here to my blouse and I do the same thing. I select that blouse. And I don't think that selected it good. Hang on one second. Okay. Just select that side of the template, go Control C, Control V to paste it. Hide that layer. Then go back into your template and delete that layer. So then you've got two that you're working with there. Now if you want, go over here and select the lasso, and that way you're not getting your shirt template in there. And this is a little hard to do. Go to Control C, Control V. Now, if it did not, and it didn't look like it didn't go right on top of this, then go over here and select your Move tool. Move your piece down just a little bit. I think that's got it centered up pretty good. Alright. Maybe. Yeah, it's still a little off. There we go. I think that pretty well did it. Cut that off. And then we'll go back to our lasso tool. Grab that texture. Come down a little bit. You don't want to delete any of our blouse. And delete that. So, now that we've set our templates up, I'm going to go back to the pants and pick this bottom layer. First, we got to go to our file, open, and pick out a, here's our class textures. We'll pick that leaf print out. It don't have anything on it. We'll see how big that is. It should be alright. Looks awful big. But anyway, we're going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and we're going to set that. What that does is it sets it, when you go down here to Pattern Overlay, and it sets it in your patterns to where you can use it. So we're going to go to this one, go to Pattern Overlay, select our leaf pattern, kind of move it out to where we want it. Now, if you want these little cutouts, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to wiggle the screen. If you want these little cutouts to be have more definition to them, you can go to Bevel and Emboss. And it kind of gives your little cutouts a little more definition to them. So we're going to go to this one, do Bevel and Emboss. And you see how it kind of gives it a little more definition there? Okay. Now, before I started, you want to make sure that your toolbars are all set up too. You want to make sure you have layers checked, status bar checked, options, and tools. And that way you've got your layer panel is over here on this side on the right, and your tools are right here on your left. So we'll continue now. Now, we want to start, it doesn't matter which one you start with. We're going to pick our texture out there. If you want a little more, your textures to be a little smaller, that was not our texture. Right here's our texture. We'll go to 50% and it kind of makes your textures a little smaller. And we're going to keep that. Now we're going to move on to our arms. Wrong thing. Select our pattern and we're going to go to 50% with it. And then we're going to go up here to our shirt, pattern overlay. Click that and go to 50%. If you want, like I said, you can do the bevel and emboss, and it'll give you a little more definition on your cutouts. Go in and click those. So that gives you a little more definition on your cutouts when you do them. So, that's our template, our class that we did on Wednesday. This is something else that we went over, and I kind of lightened this. This is a shirt pattern that I wanted to retexture. And we're going to do something a little different with it. And these are called alpha templates because they have no background on them. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to go to color overlay, and you can go in here and you can pick out the color that you want, and then you go down to overlay, and it gives it a little more a little deeper color. the one that I worked with a while ago, and it looked really good, was, we're going to take a step back. If you make a mistake, you can always come up here to edit and go to step back, or if you go too far, you can do step forward. But we're going to go step back, take it to what we had, and then when we go to color overlay, it had that deep red that popped up in there. And we're going to go to overlay, and see how it makes a pretty red color over here. You take it to soft light or hard light, you kind of get a different color. Hard light doesn't give you a, doesn't show the ruffled texture good. You either need to go to overlay or soft overlay, and it gives you a good color switch there. And depending on what colors you want to do, you can get the color depths that you desire by clicking in your color panel here. If you want more of a yellow, you know. So anyway, that is our class that we went over this week. And if you would like to tune in next week, if you can't make it to our Wednesday class at the Encore Express, it's at 1 o'clock game time. If you can't make it, then tune in here for a new video next week. And I'm going to do one on retexturing a mesh t-shirt. So I hope you have a good day. Thank you, and bye-bye.